Okay, so this is my 2001 Fiat Seicento. It is not completely stock anymore. I have modified a few things, and I'll show you around the outside and the inside real quick. First of all, we have these Abarth edition 14-inch wheels. It used to come with 13-inch steel wheels, but I gave it these 14-inch wheels that were gifted to me from a group of the Fiat group, Facebook group. They were gifted to me, so I put them on. As you can see, they still need a little bit of love, and they're a bit grimy, but they're a work in progress. The plan is to get them painted nice and black, with a nice silver edge, so they look like old school BBS wheels a little bit. But yeah, these are the wheels for now. I got some painted black mirrors. They're not in the best shape, but well, it's better than the black plastic it was. As you can see, it has folding windows, which for a Seicento is a nice option. As you can see, I also put my car's Instagram handle on there because it'd be nice if people would follow me in my car, my little adventures that I go on. And as you come around the back of the car, you can see that I added the Abarth edition rear bumper and spoiler. And I also have a sports exhaust of Ulter, and also donated to me by a good friend of the Fiat group. And I'm very grateful for that, because it sounds really nice. And I also have a few stickers on my car here and there, like the Abarth logo, and I have the car club that I'm with, the Shadow Drivers, and a sticker of Mighty Car Mods, which is the YouTube channel that I follow for wrenching and do-it-yourself tips and tricks on cars. Now we can go to the inside of the car. And on the inside, I've also changed a few things around. First of all, what is obvious is this nice Momo steering wheel. The Momo steering wheel, again, is a gifted piece from someone in the Fiat group. I have this nice little gear knob to go with it. And the radio is Bluetooth, so I can just put the phone in my car holder and get music from there, which is really nice because originally it came with a cassette player, and I don't know many people who use cassette these days. And it used to have blue seats, and now it has these Abarth edition red and black seats, which go really well with maybe one of the most striking pieces about the car, which is the roof line. The roof is something interesting. I spray painted this myself because the clear coat was going away. And because of that, I figured, you know what, I don't want to do a clear coat restoration because that'd be a bit boring. I want to do something unique. So I took some cheap spray paint and I made this checkered pattern on the roof, this flag pattern. But over time it faded away again because I didn't sand things well. But it gives it a bit of a patina kind of look, a little bit of a weathered kind of thing. And it looks really cool in my opinion, and it really sets the car apart in its own unique way. So yeah, that's a little bit what is going on right now. In the future I am looking to put on a red front bumper from the Abarth edition, and I also have black side skirts for the Abarth edition. So then on the outside it looks like a Seicento Abarth. Well, maybe after that I'll see if I can get it lowered at some point, and from there we'll see. So yeah, that's the outside of the car real quick.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. It's a special car you don't see every day.
And before I forget to mention, I did one more thing to the interior, which is red seat belts. Yes! Because nothing says Italian supercar like red seat belts, right?
Yes.
My little car, I just try to go with the parts that I find, and I just try to make it work, and this is what I got so far.
Hello Nick, and thank you for accepting the invitation.
Yeah, no
Could you
problem.
please tell me since when you have the car and why did you choose it?
This is a 2001 Fiat Seicento, and I bought it in 2020 in April or May, somewhere around there, which was during the very pandemic, the start. Because I had a Seicento before this, and it broke down. So during the pandemic, I didn't have a car, but I still needed one. So I was looking around for some replacement. And my first car was a Fiat Seicento in red, just like this one. But it broke down due to rust complications. It was too expensive to get fixed, so I needed a new one. I test drive a bunch of different cars, Opels. I test drove Volkswagens, Peugeots, Nissans, all kinds of stuff. But none of them really felt quite right. There was always something a little off about them, or they just didn't feel interesting to me. And as a big car fanatic, I like to have interesting, fun cars. But of course, I don't have a lot of money, so I need something that's cheap and reliable as well. So then, me and my girlfriend, we went to a car dealership to see an advertisement for, again, a red Fiat Seicento. And, well, I fell in love again. And since then, I've been driving this car ever since.
How many kilometers did you drive until now?
I bought the car when it had 69,000 kilometers, and now it is at 99,269. So we're almost at the 100,000 mark, which is quite exciting. It does mean that I put most of the kilometers of this car on myself, as opposed to the 19-ish years before. So that's quite interesting, really.
What is your longest trip?
I'd say the longest trip that I have done so far would be to Drenthe, which is on the other side of the country. I'd say about 250 kilometers away. But me and my girlfriend, we are planning to go to Belgium either this year or next year to the Ardennes, which is beautiful to drive through. It has very picturesque mountain roads, and of course the Spa racing track is very close by, so you know, worth a visit.
So which model is it exactly?
The engine is a 1.1 liter inline 4. It had 54 horsepower from the factory, but most of those horses have left. But, you know, that's okay, because it does mean that I have an excuse to push the pedal a little harder when I'm trying to keep up with traffic. It is the standard 1.1 liter that you'll find in all other Seicentos. Some came with a 0.9 liter engine, which was a little smaller, but not many people got those because the 1.1 is just as economical and a little bit more powerful. So 1.1 liter engine is the one you'll usually find, and this particular engine I have not yet modified, but I did do the exhaust, as you may hear from the clip. Maybe I'll put in a different engine in its future, but that's a long time ahead, and this car is still doing fine with this one.
Is that the only car you have?
Yes, this is my daily driver and project car, so it's always fun and adventurous with this one.
What are the things you love about this car?
Oh, what I love about this car? Well, my girlfriend very affectionately named this car Alberto, which is supposed to be a cute Italian name for a cute little Italian car, because it's just such a small little fun car with so much charm. I don't think that people realize how much charm an Italian car can have until they own one. I used to be very much an American car enthusiast, and I still am, of course. Always been thinking, well, I want to have a big Chevrolet Impala or a Corvette or a Ford Mustang, something like that. But, you know, of course, that's really expensive. But then, you know, I drove Fiat, and, you know, it's just a car with a lot of charm and a lot of little quirks that just make it unique. And also, it's a really fun car to drive. Honestly, it may be a relatively standard economy car from 20 years ago, but it is a lot of fun through the corners. It is pretty comfortable for a small car as well. And with the exhaust on, when you give it a little bit of gas, honestly, it's a riot. It's just, you know. It really puts a smile on your face when you have fun with this car, for sure. And I've driven a bunch of different cars, but none of them are quite as lovable and cute and small, and at the same time so cool and fun as this one. So yeah, I really like this one.
Are there also things you don't like about it?
Some of the things that bother me about this car sometimes is the lack of power. It is good in the sense that you won't be able to get a speeding ticket real quick because it is so slow. But on the other hand, because it is so slow, sometimes when I drive it, I do feel like sometimes it just doesn't have a lot of power to give, and it could use a little more from time to time. But it's a very small drawback compared to all the pluses in my book, and it is also a little too small for tall people. I will admit, if you are 2 meters or taller, this car gets uncomfortable pretty quickly. But as long as you're not 2 meters tall, then, you know, it's still pretty comfortable in here. It doesn't have many drawbacks at all, really. As long as you are willing to work on the car yourself a little bit and do a little bit of the repairs and maintenance, and you're not scared of giving the car a little bit of love and attention, it will be pretty reliable and it will get you a long way.
Would you recommend to someone else?
I think I would, yes. Although what I would recommend is if they are just regular people and they just need cheap transport, just very basic, bare bones, A to B, barely even need radio, then yeah, it's a fine little car. It's very economical for what it is. But if you're a car enthusiast and you really want something with a lot of horsepower, you want something fast, then obviously don't take a Fiat Seicento. But if you are a car enthusiast who is on a budget and wants something that puts a smile on their face every time they get in and is fun through the corners, then this is definitely a great beginner's enthusiast car. So yeah, I would recommend it. But do get the Abarth version or the sporting version if you can find them, because they have different gearboxes that just have a little bit better ratios that give it a little bit better acceleration. So that's something that you want to think about if you buy it for that purpose.
Which option does the car have?
This car was a standard Fiat Seicento, the bare bones version. So it had just the black bumpers, and it even had a cassette player, which obviously nobody uses anymore. So it didn't have a lot of options to begin with. I mean, it even has wind down windows with like a, you know, just the little arm that you twist rather than electric windows, although that is a possible option on later models. So, you know, it doesn't have a lot of options, but I keep adding little bits here and there to make it more fun for myself. But what I do also like about this car in particular is that it doesn't have many options, which means that it is very simple and very lightweight as well. It has a curb weight of 730 kilograms. roam around a little bit. And the lack of options is both a curse and a blessing, because on one hand, if you really love a car with a lot of options, then this may not be for you. But if you just want something bare bones that you can just drive and not think about too much, this is great. So, yeah. It doesn't have very many options, but it doesn't need many options because it's a fine car on its own. Any more questions?
What is the top speed of the car?
The original top speed is listed at 150, but I have only personally gotten the car up to 140 downhill. It is not built for speed, at least not straight line speed, let me put it that way. It is much more fun to use this car in the corners rather than on a straight line.
And do you have any tips and tricks?
One thing I would recommend every car enthusiast do is two things. The first is go on the forums, go online for the particular car that you have, because there's a lot of people out there who know a lot about the particular car that you may drive, and that means that a lot of these people will have a lot of knowledge about the cars that you may have, and that is very handy if you are going to need it. For example, if your car breaks down, making sure that you are friends with someone who has the same car can be of great benefit to you. And also go to meetings if you're a car enthusiast. Go to car meetings. It is a lot of fun to do, especially big meetings. You will find all sorts of cars. You'll have the time of your life if you're a car lover like me. There are plenty of meetings all around all around the internet to find, and sometimes you just gotta ask someone if they know of any places. But getting together with friends with cars is one of the most fun things that you can do as a car enthusiast. So if you are a car enthusiast, get on the forums of your car and go to meetings. That's the two tips that I'd like to give. And for this car in particular, just make sure that you meet its maintenance. So just make sure that you take care of it, and it will take care of you.
And do you have a fun fact?
Any fun facts? Let's see. These cars are built in Holland originally, and because of that, in Holland there is a very big tuning community for these cars. At first, when I bought this car, I thought that there would be not many parts available for these cars, but it turns out it is not all too bad, because in Holland, because they were built there, they're still very popular cars, and there are still tuning companies who make parts for these cars in Holland to this day. And they're also still used for amateur class racing leagues in Italy and Holland, like rallycross, track racing, rally racing events. So yeah, these cars, they are really popular still in Italy and Poland especially, and they're used for amateur racing. So if you ask me, a pretty good base for maybe a track project car. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Nick.
Yeah,
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. See you soon.
Goodbye.